Okay, joshlone1982 is having his 999 subscriber contest, so I thought I would participate here a little bit. I am going to cheat all the way through. In every category I'm going to cheat a little bit. So in the first category he asked to see our favorite gun. Well, I am an admitted gun whore. I'm just not very faithful when it comes to guns. My favorite seems to change with the wind. So I'm going to show a few that are my favorites, and it'll give you an idea of what I like in a gun. Of course, one of my very favorites is my Colt Magnum carry. This is my daily carry gun, and one of the best guns I think I've ever owned. There's nothing like, as you can see, this is loaded. Uh-oh. Now don't worry, I'm not going to touch the trigger, and they very seldomly go off on their own without touching the trigger. So I'm not pointing it at anybody, not putting my finger on the trigger, so it's safe. But this is one of my favorite guns. By far, probably if I could only have one gun, this would probably be it, because I think snubbies are the all-around perfect gun. Now another one of my favorites is my Smith & Wesson Performance Center 44 mag 629. This is another snub nose. This one is not loaded, so I can put my finger on the trigger, and I have verified that it is unloaded. See, look at there, empty cylinders. Just an all-around amazing gun. I just love it. Nothing like a great big bore snubby gun. I actually am looking forward to maybe getting a holster made for this and carrying this for the winter. It's hard to really motivate myself to do it though, because when you already have a 357 Magnum in your pocket, it's hard to go to the extra length to get the 44 Magnum. But you know, I would just like to do it for the novelty of it and do it because I can. But this again, one of my favorites. Love big booming revolvers. Love revolvers period. Especially love the large calibers like that, and I love snubbies. So that gun is like hits on all cylinders for me. Now my favorite semi-auto gun is my SIG P220. I go kind of back and forth between my P229 and my P220, of which is my favorite, but right now I kind of lean towards the P220 here. I just really like a 45 caliber gun, and this gun is just so comfortable to shoot, so accurate, just so well made. Just really an amazing gun. I would carry this gun too. I do actually have a holster for this gun, and I have carried it before. Definitely a winter carry gun. Now one of the things you'll notice about my carry guns is I keep them to where I have a double action, single action trigger. I will change guns and change even styles of gun, but I don't like to switch back and forth between trigger types, so I always try to stay on the same triggers for my favorite guns for carry. Now one of my favorite guns that I don't carry and wouldn't carry, because I'm really not much into carrying 1911s these days, or any guns with manual safeties. I make one exception for my deep concealment gun. But this is my Detonics. It is a 1911 style pistol. I always say 1911 style, because they're not really a 1911 fully, but they are and they aren't. But this is my Detonics. It is an MC1. And this gun is one of my favorites because I restored this gun from the ground up. It was in horrible condition, even engraved the slide. If you saw my restoration video on this gun, you know what I'm saying, that it was really in bad condition. I'll link the restoration video on here so you can check it out. But this is one of my favorite guns because it's one of the ones I put the most work into and completely restored, and one of the ones I look forward to leaving to my kids someday. But that gives you kind of an idea of what it takes to be one of my favorite guns. So we'll move on now to the other things Josh wants to hear or know. Okay, I'm going to do a couple of quick shout outs. Going to mention a couple of channels just real quickly, and then mention a couple a little bit more in depth. A lot of these are not channels that have less than 500. Like I said, I'm going to cheat in every category, but they're all categories that have viewership in the range of mine or less. I think some of them have like 95 up to like 2200, something like that. But I'm going to mention them anyway, and I'm going to kind of do more than 3 here because I owed I'm Gary Kasem. I have a video that I haven't posted yet that I made with some shout outs, so we'll kind of combine them. First I'm going to say Chaos 311 Clarity. Good videos. If you want to watch those, you can garner some information from those. They're really worth watching. Another one is MC Nash, or Mr. Cleaner Nash, or MC Nash as he calls himself. You should watch his videos. Pretty good, even though he does have some pretty gay dogs. Another one is Tactical Hadoken. I really like the style he uses, that kind of that news show format style he does, where he tries to keep people updated on things going on in the YouTube gun community. Another one, of course, is Frodo70444. Y'all probably know him already, but it's always nice to check in with the King of the Rednecks every now and then and see what's going on in his neck of the woods. I mean, I personally know very well the white trash lifestyle, but the rest of y'all might not want to look in on it. Those of you that aren't from West Virginia or the South, like us. Another one would be Nuts Are Fancy. Now, I know Nuts Are Fancy has a pretty big following already, but I think he has a way smaller following than he should have. I mean, I know he's an asshole, and a lot of people say, well, boy, that guy's an asshole. And when they say that, I have to say, oh, well, yeah, you're kind of right. But one thing about Nuts Are Fancy, if you pay attention to his videos, you start to notice the parody. And once you start to notice the parody, that's when it becomes funny. When you see the irony, you see the tongue-in-cheek of the actual videos, that's when they become entertaining. So I suggest watch those. There's some other ones that I always like to check out. Detonics, Wolvie123, PR Chico 520, Jay Anderson IV. There's some smaller channels I like to keep tracks of. So just check them all out. I'll put links below to all the channels I mentioned. Okay, Josh also wanted to hear a joke. Now this might surprise some people, but I absolutely hate jokes. I love humor, but I hate jokes. I think they're contrived. I prefer my humor to be more situational, more spontaneous. But since he wants one, I'll tell one. But I'm going to preface it by saying I've recently been accused of being insensitive to Catholicism. I made some statements that offended some Catholics. I want to say I have no problems with Catholicism or Catholics. One half of my family consists of a lot of Catholics. All of my favorite cousins, the ones that were like a brother to me, are Catholic, and I have no problem with them. They're salt-of-the-earth people, as are most Catholics I know, as are most Christians in general that I know. But I will say that I have a problem with the Catholic Church. I have a problem with any organization that not only shelters child molesters, but creates a system in which it perpetuates the issue. It enables the issue. That I have a problem with, no matter who it would be or what they are. So, yes, I do have a problem with the Catholic Church. But to make amends, I'll tell my joke. I don't really like jokes, but here we go. And it's going to be your typical walk into a bar joke. Okay, here we go. 3 guys walk into a bar. A priest, a homosexual, and a child molester, and 2 other guys. Now wrap your heads around that one. Hope everyone liked it. Hope I didn't offend anyone. And on that, I'll take my leave.